Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, welcome back with me Muhammadidhamy. Today I will tell you about Sundanese culture again. Sundanese culture are so many things like art, music, food, and anything. But today I will tell you about folklore or story legend or myth. So I will give you an information about folklore. So many type about folklore in Sunda. But the first I will tell you about the story of Sang Kuryang and the Mound of Tangkuban Perahu. The story legend about Sang Kuryang and the Mound Tangkuban Perahu is like a two sides of a coin. They will always be told as one. The name of Tangkuban Perahu originated from the Sundanese names of the mountain. Tangkuban is over stone, Perahu is a boat. The naming was based on the shape of the mountain as well as the legend of Sang Kuryang who kicked the boat, become overturned, and be a mountain. The story has been told verbally from generation to generation for a very long time. This story happened in the time people still believe in gods or goddess who rised in heaven. When they did wrongdoing, they were punishment to become animal on earth. Please remember that as far as the legend goes, anything could happen, especially magical things. But this story starts from story Hinduism. The beauty of this story for the Sang Kuryang and the Mound of Tangkuban Perahu is that it's connected to the topography of the surrounding area. From the Mount Tangkuban Perahu in north of Bandung. Bandung is West Java, half the valley of the Bandung where it used to be an Asian lake. To Citatahart is Western Bandung, but fortunately the cart has been mined for years. There isn't much left of the whole landscape. Okay, the second is I will tell you about the folklore. Folklore, the story legend about Nini Ante. Nini Ante is Sundanese folklore that used to be told when families gathering in the yard to enjoy for the moon, for the full moon. Scene is verbally told. There are so many different versions about the story legend. This story legend, there is so many versions. The first version is Nini Ante and the Prince Ananta Kusuma. This is start from the story. Ante lived on the moon with her cat. Many years went by and she became an old lady, like a grandmother, old lady. Still, she couldn't return to the earth because she is afraid of the Prince Anantakusuma. So whenever people look to the moon, they will see Nini Ante and her cat. This is the first version. Next version is the oldest written story of Nini Ante in 1912. The writer is from Dutch, who writer this story at the time. The story tell about like there was a hunter lived with his cat. One day, the cat accidentally drank to the hunter's seed and ended up carrying his daughter. The hunter loved his daughter and the cat very much. The next version is Nini Ante the astronaut. The story began once upon a time. There was old couple called Nini Ante and her husband Aki Balangrangtung. They had married for a long time but didn't have any children. Hence, they adopted a three-colored cat. Their name is Chandra Mawat. But in this story, there is a different theme or different plot, and there is a same theme, like the story legend told about old woman and old woman live and her cat. Talk about all the old woman and the cat. And Nini Ante loved the Wivi, especially at the night under the moonbeam. Her devout the husband and cat always accompany her. All about old woman and her husband and her cat. The third folklore is from Lutung Kasarung. We all know about Lutung Kasarung, and Purbasari. Like we all know, the ending of this story is like they live happily ever after. Like Lutung Kasarung and the historical from the romantical story, love story to Purbasari. But now I will tell you about Lutung Kasarung and the history of Sunda Kingdom. Lutung Kasarung is very famous Sundanese folklore. It had been used as the materials translate into theater perform or film, like novel like that. But however, since the original story was verbally told, many people wonder whether this story, at least some part of it, was actually cured. People also wonder where was Pasir Batang Kingdom. Where is Pasir Batang Kingdom? Some historian of Pasir Batang Kingdom was located in Banyumas, in central Java. Others mention that Lutung Kasarung was one of the king in Galuh Kingdom, called Sang Manisri. He recovered the throne from his father-in-law, Sang Manara, aka Ciumanara. The capital of the Galuh Kingdom was near of the town of the Ciamis. So, the Lutung Kasarung in the version, there is so many history about the people who thinks about there is two location about Lutung Kasarung live in kingdom in Sundanese Kingdom. So the last is I will tell you about the folklore or the legend story about Nyi Loro Kidul, or the Queen of the South Sea. One myth of Sundanese things as distinctly their on the legend of Nyi Loro Kidul, who man swim or fish of the sea coast, like, or he come to the sea coast, like to Pelabuhan Ratu, are warned not to wear the green cloth. Why? Because for those who do are often spirits, away by Nyarokidul and never returned. The queen of the South Sea are the story goes. In the 14th century, there was a princess of Pajajaran, a princess in the Pajajaran kingdom, whose strive for the power was so great, and her father placed a curse on her. The curse gave her more power than himself, but allowed her to wield it only over to the South Sea. The princess was then reincarnation as the essentially beautiful Nyarokidul, said the leaf of West Java South Coast to this day. She is more powerful than all the spirits. She said that have a recovered nighttime visit from the Japanese kings and Muslim saints in her place beneath the wave. But in this story legend, in my town at Sukabumi, in Pelabuhan Ratu, there is a hotel like Samudra Beach Hotel. There is a room for the Queen of South Sea, for room of Nyarokidul. There is the room is so many things about green colors. I don't know why. Yes, and this folklore, I think the man who cannot wear the green cloth if he go to the beach. I think the logical things is if you swim and I think the water of the sea is like a dark green, like a blue green navy, like that. If you swim, you cannot see from the beach side. So if you wear the cloth anything color, you can see if you got accident. But if you wear the green cloth, if you got accident, you cannot be. The people who are on the beach cannot see you if you got accident. Okay. Thank you very much. This is the all of the story folklore in Sundanese culture. If I have any problem or wrong explanation, I'm sorry, because this story I learn, I read, and I hear from the experience about Sundanese culture, about the folklores or story legend or myths. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Muhammadidhamy. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.